Now, there has been a lot of speculation about what prompted North Korea's willingness to engage in dialogue. Factors include the sanctions against it, fear of war, and wanting to be recognized as a normal state on the global stage. But whatever the reasons, what's important from now until the summit in exactly a week is how South Korea is going to approach it and how to maintain the peace momentum afterwards. Our Kim Min-ji had the opportunity to sit down with some lawmakers who represent their parties on the Parliament's Foreign Affairs and also Unification committees.
South Korea's rival parties have in general welcomed the first inter-Korean talks in 11 years. Lawmaker Kim Kyung-hyup of the ruling Democratic Party of Korea has praised the Moon Jae-in administration's efforts to foster momentum for peace on the peninsula by maintaining pressure on North Korea while at the same time leaving the door open for dialogue. He also applauded the government for being able to set the tempo with the U.S. to prevent a military confrontation and for delaying the allies' joint military drills. Now what's important is how regional players involved restore trust that's been lost.
The increased sanctions against North Korea for its provocations over the past 10 years or so have stoked intense mistrust. Therefore, each side could demand that the other give way first. For any progress toward denuclearization, time is important, and it cannot be rushed. We need to be able to control the situation at our pace and support talks between the U.S. and the North. If any agreement is reached, we need a system that can oversee whether it's being abided by.
The Conservatives, meanwhile, have been taking a more hardline approach and have been pretty pessimistic about the recent developments. Lawmaker Yoon Young-suk of the main opposition Liberty Korea Party stressed that the North could be cheating the international community again and said we can't let down our guard. Until progress is made toward complete denuclearization, he says no carrots because the North could be hiding its true intentions.
It is a kind of temporary calm before the storm. We must achieve a complete and irreversible denuclearization of North Korea. But North Korea is more likely to use the tricks in its nuclear dismantlement process. North Korea is only interested in easing international sanctions and throwing up rewards. After the summit talks, the sanctions and pressure should not be lowered until the complete denuclearization of North Korea is achieved.
In the centrist Peninsula party, lawmaker Lee Tae-gyu had a realistic but perhaps more hopeful view. He said while the concerns of the Conservatives are rational given past experiences, we can't allow those suspicions to keep talks from being held at all. He added that the international community is not going to tolerate any more tricks on Pyongyang's part, and that North Korea probably knows it, pointing to its statement that there would be no need to have nuclear weapons if the U.S. ends its hostilities. And with a string of important summits coming up, he stressed Seoul's role becomes extra important from here on.
Now it shouldn't be about who is in the driver's seat. What's important is solving the denuclearization issue. Whether in the driver's seat or the passenger seat, the important thing is that they keep the car moving along the path of denuclearization. The South Korean government can't worry about being the one behind the wheel. It needs to foster a peaceful atmosphere and build a bridge for the other regional players involved to play their roles.
The general consensus for now is that we shouldn't be overly optimistic and that it's important to maintain a balanced yet strong posture. That meaning Seoul should reassure the North of its security in return for denuclearization, but make clear that any tricks will be met with stronger sanctions and pressure from the international community. Kim Min-jae, Arirang News.